everybody. Welcome to TMB Live. We are really live today. How exciting is that? That means we actually get to connect with you guys when you send us tweets. My name is Shaytards, and I think you know these beautiful ladies, Kayli and Katilette. Hi. And we have a brand new guest. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. I am Brittany. Some of you may know me from the blog channel I have with my hubby and my little one called The Knivenals. And then I also have my own channel called Brit's Breakdown, where I just break it down. Not really, it's a hodgepodge of things. And I'm so excited to be here.
Yay! Welcome. And you guys know you can always tweet with us at The Mom's View. Use the hashtag TMB Live. We're going to connect with so many of you today. We're very excited about that. So, team, any fun updates going on in your world? Kayli, how have you been this week?
Good, other than I'm a single mom this week. Well, for the next little while, Casey is hunting. So he did get an antelope, if you want to check more of that out. Casey Levere, YouTube. Yeah.
Nice little hubby plug.
Yeah.
Work it out. What about you, Missy?
I'm just pregnant and ready to pop still. I think this is the hardest part. It's the last stretch. I've got like 1 more month left and I'm just so ready, but I know I still have a lot of time. So, but my doctor did say, she's like, I don't foresee you going early, so maybe in the next 2 weeks you could start doing more jumping jacks and like doing. I'm like, okay. She's like,
that really a suggestion?
I think it's cool that she like suggested that I start doing more. She's like, don't worry about picking up your kids, just pick them up. We got to get that baby out. I'm like, okay, I like you.
Oh wow,
you are my kind of doctor.
Nice. Britt, I know you have a little one in there too.
Yes, I do. I'm a month behind you. So yeah, I still have a little while to go. And I'm already feeling that way too, like I'm just kind of ready. But I'm like, no, he's got to stay in longer. So yeah, and then I have my little one, she's just turned 15 months Monday on the 10th. So she's just crazy and busy and I just run around with her all day. So that definitely keeps me active. And yeah,
and what's so funny is we actually went running before we were both pregnant,
did.
And we were talking about like, maybe we should have another baby. And both of us were like, no. And then I think that by the time I told her, she was already pregnant,
but I didn't know it. Yeah,
Oh.
and I remember because we were at Olive Garden and you were like, I'm pregnant. I was like, what? And I like almost started crying. I was like, I have baby fever now. Oh my gosh, I want to have a baby. And I didn't even know I was already pregnant. And then I called her like, I think like a month, or not even a month, like maybe 3 weeks later. And I was like, I'm pregnant. And she's like, aha, you're already pregnant.
Your video was so funny when you found out, when you guys were like, this cannot be real.
It wasn't necessarily planned, and it was definitely, I don't know, I was very surprised. I was excited, but it was just like, what? Because my daughter was 9 months at the time. So I was like, oh, okay. Just lost the baby weight, just bought a whole bunch of clothes. I guess I'm getting fat again.
You are so tiny. Your little legs
sweet.
and arms, and you guys can't really see this, but her belly is like this big.
It's
so tiny.
Sweet. You're so sweet.
Well, ladies, our topic of the day is raising your kids in the spotlight. I know you guys are all popular YouTube moms. I like to call you guys cyber-lebrities, which I made that word up myself. Thank you very much. And another mama who's raising her kids in the spotlight is Michelle Obama. You guys might have heard of her. We have a quote from Parade Magazine that I'm going to share with you guys, and then we're going to get right to it. I give them as long a leash as they can handle. What I tell my kids is, I'm preparing you for college and for life. So, having independence, knowing how to set your own boundaries, and figuring out how to make that balance. So today's focus is going to be how you guys raise your kids in the spotlight and what you do, how you give them freedom, and just how you guys do what you do, because you do it so well. Okay, but first we have a tweet. Slavika DeJong says, I'm a mom of a 5-month-old and want to vlog. How do you make sure vlogging doesn't influence your child negatively? Thank you so much for that tweet. Take it away, ladies. What do you guys think?
Great question.
That is a good question.
I think that, with my kids, it's been a learning experience and a growing experience. And I do worry about that, like, oh, how's this gonna affect them? But I think it's how you do it. Like, we know when to turn the camera on. We don't try to, like, expose them in their vulnerable moments. If there's something that we think is cute that they might be embarrassed about, we ask them, like, do you mind if we put this up? Yeah. And they'll usually tell us yes or no. And if we show them a level of respect, I think that they they're fine with it. And we asked Princess Tard the other day what she thought of, you know, us putting her out there, and do we think she's exposed? And she's like, no, I love going back and watching all the old videos. Like, she loves to go back and see herself and what she was doing. And so I really don't think it's negative unless you make it negative.
I wonder how you would make it negative. Like, if you just showed, like,
I think if you put pressure on them, like, you have to be funny or you have to be cute right now, like, lose the attitude and just we're filming right now. I think if you make it like it's, you know, like, that's not fun. Nobody wants to be on camera if you're forced.
right.
What about worrying like children, like child celebrities when they grow up and the things that they go through? Do you ever worry about that?
I feel like YouTube is a little bit different though than that. I mean, I know that it's still like people watching your kids, but I feel like it's a little more controlled just because you're in charge of what you want to film versus like a script or like this is what you're gonna do. So it's like you can decide, do I want to turn the camera on now or do I want to turn it off or do we want to take a break or what?
And like where you draw the line of like how much to show, like you were saying. And have your kids ever vocalized, and Kayli too, like, I really don't want to film today, like I'm feeling really bad about myself or anything? Because I mean, I've mentioned this before, I was wild when I was a teenager, and if any of that was caught on tape, I'd either be in prison or I don't know what, but I just like, there would be a big chunk that I wouldn't want exposed. But then I think about like, when I have my own little babies, like I'm gonna wanna blast that all over. And then how will, you know, what kind of a mom am I if I want to do that? But you guys seem to do it really well and tasteful.
Yeah, I think I'm more like, I don't want to film this. This is a moment that we shouldn't film, and my kids are like, I want to be on camera, let's do it. But I'm more reserved with certain things. Before we started doing YouTube, I didn't even have Facebook because I didn't want to put my kids on the internet. I was really, really private about that, and then, you know, I knew that you guys were safe and everything was going good, so I was like, okay, well, we'll try it. And it's been really great, but I still do worry.
Well, even there a lot of people are talking, like, even just putting a bunch of photos of your kids on Facebook, even if just your personal friends can see them, can be damaging to the kids later, because maybe there's embarrassing pictures of them, and how are they ever gonna, like, you know, live something down that's like all over the internet? But I don't know, I guess it's just a different time, because
my husband and I, we were actually talking about that the other day because we were kind of talking about, we were watching one of your vlogs where someone was saying something about like, oh, are your kids going to be embarrassed? And we feel like it's cute. Like when you're a kid, you kind of, when you grow up, you want to see what you did when you were a kid. Like we watch home videos of Austin and like, you know, he's riding a horse in his underwear. It's hilarious. I mean, I guess it's kind of embarrassing, but I feel like, and obviously I'm not going to just put everything out there, and it's different because my daughter's 15 months now, so she can't really say, do I want the camera on? She's just now becoming aware that we're filming. So I do try to think about kind of what we're doing, but I'm like, I think it's cute. I don't think she's gonna look back and see herself in a diaper and think, that's embarrassing.
But I see where you're coming from, like for a teenager. Even I was looking on Instagram at a friend's Instagram, and she has a teenage daughter, and she put a picture of her and said some things, and down in the comments I saw that her daughter put, Mom, you're embarrassing me. So, you know, even, and it was a cute picture, but just to her as a teenager, it was embarrassing. So
I'm sure, because your oldest son is 10 or 11.
He'll be 10 in December.
Okay. So I'm sure, I wonder how it'll change when he starts to go through.
And that's the interesting thing I've learned is I feel like it's built their confidence, and it's also built our communication. Like he knows if you don't feel comfortable, then that's okay. Like you just tell us. But like Kayli said, like the kids love it. Like when we turn the camera on, like, oh, turn it on me. Like I want to be on camera. And they also know, I think that through doing this, we've been able to teach them, like you do have, like we've let them know, like a lot of people watch you. Like who you are on camera is who they're going to see you. So who do you want to be? You know, I think that we're teaching them that line that some kids don't understand, like you're the same person in real life and you should be the same person online. I feel like our kids are already learning that. Like if you wouldn't swear in front of your parents, then don't go on Facebook and swear in front of your friends or something, you know what I mean? Like be the same person.
That makes sense.
And so maybe there is a little bit more pressure because they know there's a lot of eyes on them, but I think it makes them more self-aware to know, like, okay, I need to decide who I want to be because a lot of people are watching me.
That's true.
So I don't know.
We have another tweet. Claire Brooks says, how do you deal with people criticizing your children and your parenting skills? Does this ever discourage you? That is a great question.
And I'm like, anybody want to go first?
Obviously, nobody's perfect, and everybody has their own parenting style. So, but when you do put yourself out there, you're going to be you're opening yourself up for criticism.
Right.
Good, bad, constructive, just downright terrible.
There's nothing worse than someone telling you that you're doing something wrong as a parent.
Yeah.
Because you try your hardest. So when someone's like, you shouldn't do that, and why are you doing this? And you're exploiting your children, and it's like, I'm trying my hardest.
Yeah.
It's hard.
What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, it's funny because I literally went on a rant on my channel the other day. Sorry, guys. I try to be like nice, and I went on a little rant because my daughter still has a pacifier, and she's 15 months, and she's teething, and so she still has it, and she'll take it out sometimes to talk, but we get comments sometimes about, like, why does she still have that? And, like, I just kind of went on a rant. I'm like, that's what she has. She's still little, and I feel like it's fine. And so, yeah, it does kind of make you want to, like, reply. And, like, I think I've gotten a little bit better with being more like, hey, it's this people's opinion. Don't take it personal. But it does. Like, the mama bear comes out, and you're like, don't tell me what I'm doing, you know? Like, don't criticize my child. So I think you just have to grow thick skin for sure.
Yeah.
You guys are great about that. I feel like you have really thick skin. Like, you don't ever, like, yell at people on your videos.
I yell to Shay. I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. But I know that, I realize that by putting our lives out there that's going to happen. And I think that you just have to get a thick skin and realize, you know what, if I'm happy with what I'm doing, then it doesn't matter what they say. Right. If I feel good about it. But there has been times where I've been like, you know what, maybe they are right. And so then we'll address it on the vlogs, and we'll talk about, you know what, maybe I was wrong when I said this. You know, Shay's done that a few times, and it's made us more self-aware. So.
And people do genuinely mean well. I mean, some people are just mean, but then some people really genuinely mean well. Like, they just want you to realize, like, hey, this is something I noticed, you know, and they're not trying to be malicious and hateful. So.
Yeah. And some people are.
And some people are.
Some people are. That was a good question.
That was good.
You guys are so smart. We have another tweet. Isn't this fun that we get to tweet with you guys? Shemiz E says, would it be easier for parents to support kids who want to pursue YouTube full-time or traditional entertainment in film and TV? Would it be easier for parents? I don't know.
Well, I think for us, YouTube is like, because we know it.
Right.
But I have a hard time thinking of my kids doing either of those things. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I want to protect them.
What
And
if Reilly says, Mom, when I'm 10, I want my own channel, and I want to be just like you?
I will make her wait. I think like 13-ish is a good age. What do you think?
I think that when they're old enough to kind of take care of the responsibility on their own and understand the risks as well as the positives, you know, like, just teach them to be responsible with it. And, you know, we've had people tell us, oh, you should really get them in, like, auditions and all these other things. But I'm like, you know what? I want them to be kids. What we do now is really simple, and it doesn't require a lot of their time or, like, script learning or anything like that. And I think that they will have the opportunity. And that's what I've always said is, my kids, I want them to know that they can do whatever they want. Like, they don't have to follow mom and dad's footsteps.
Right.
So
whenever I think of kids in the spotlight, this is terrible, I think of toddlers and tiaras. And I think of, like, I will admit, that show is like a train wreck that I watch because I'll be up, like, nights that I can't sleep, it's like, oh, toddlers and tiaras is on at 4 a.m. Let's check it out. And I'm like, how can parents do this to their kids when these kids are physically screaming and crying and revolting against it, and their moms are like, get out there and smile. And you're like, oh, I could never imagine. I also didn't grow up as a pageant girl, which might come as a shock.
I think though some people who watch our videos think that we're exploiting our children like these moms are.
Right, but it's totally different.
It's totally different.
What,
and it really is, but I feel like, because I get in the comments, I'm sure you guys do too, like, you're exploiting your children. Well, you guys we should call social services or something. And, like, we're not doing anything wrong. But I think that people have the wrong idea sometimes.
yeah, and I think at the same time, that whole toddlers and tiaras, like, that's a reality show.
I know.
They're gonna pick out the drama. They're gonna pick out when the kids are whining. And it's like, who are we to say the kids don't love what they're doing? You know what I mean? I'm like, I think as a parent, you have to use good judgment. And I mean, who knows?
Whenever I think of child stars or like children in the spotlight, that's the right where my head goes is like toddlers and tiaras. What are those girls going to turn
Well,
into?
and I think of what some of the child stars have turned into, and that's when I'm like, I don't think we should do that.
And Miley and Amanda Bynes, and and then I'm just like, woo, you grew up in front of the camera, but that's obviously so different from what you guys are doing, because your channels are so family oriented and respectful
I
and
also
tasteful.
feel like it's how you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, our kids might grow up and hate that we vlogged them and
Yeah.
go off the deep end or whatever, but if we're keeping our family like core, you know what I mean? Like I feel like we at this point in time we have very good communication with our kids, so we're gonna see the signs before things like that happen. So.
Hopefully.
We're crossing our fingers. Kids, I love you. I'm not trying to exploit you.
Britt, you getting ready to document the little bambino?
Oh, well, yeah. We did vlog a little bit when I was having Adriana, and then we've talked about it. It's funny, my doctor actually watches our vlogs, and she's like, we're going to make this the best birth ever. We're going to party. That's awesome. I know, and I'm like, okay. But, yeah, as far as answering the question, as far as, like, TV or YouTube, I wouldn't really encourage Adriana to, like, be in TV. But if she, like, wanted to, and that was her goal, I would definitely support her, just like with YouTube. I do agree with, like, waiting until maybe she's older before doing her own channel and all that. But, yeah, it's kind of scary, because I'm like, I don't want her to get criticized and people to be mean to her, and, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary. So
Yeah, they need to be mature enough to be able to
handle it, yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
I've put my mom in a few videos and different family members here and there. My sister doesn't like to be in any videos because she just like does not want random people like saying anything mean about her. And I would go crazy if somebody said something mean about my little sister too. But somebody made a mean comment about my mom once, and I was just like, whoa. It's really hard because you're so protective of these people that are so close with you. And then somebody says something, and it was just like, your mom's annoying, and it wasn't even something bad. I'm like, I say that to my mom all the time. But it was overwhelming. I was like, I don't know. Okay, we have another tweet. This one is from Caroline. How do your kids feel when they get recognized in public? Do they like it, and do they get scared? Love you, ladies. Thanks, Caroline. Britt?
Never happened yet. I mean, she's little still, so I don't think, she wouldn't know. And we've been recognized a couple times, but it's never been, it scares me actually. No, I'm just kidding. But no, she's still so little, so I don't know if I can really speak on that because she's so little. She loves everyone, so she's like, hi to anyone. So, but I think as she gets older, I will definitely teach her, like, because people know her real name, and so just teach her, like, if someone's calling you, make sure you know who they are, and like, don't just go with them. But yeah.
What about you, ladies?
My kids like it.
Yeah.
At first they were like, oh, Mom, that person knows me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
I think at this point they like it. The younger one's like rock hard. He'll give him the mean face.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
He's got a good mean face, but he's learning. And usually they're very gracious. Like I had to give them all hugs and kisses when we went to the Taylor Swift concert. There was a lot of people that knew who we were there, and they had just gotten, like, we were kind of in a hurry, we were rushed, and so we just got like some fast food to eat, and we were sitting down in our chairs, and a lot of people were coming up. So they didn't have time to eat any of their food until like it was closer. But they were all so sweet, and they were gracious, and they hugged, and they took pictures, and I just thought, I feel like that's teaching them, patience and love for other people and to be grateful. And so sometimes I have to applaud them. I think that they're...
Do you
little
think they
pros.
get how special their situation is?
We tell them all the time.
You're like,
special.
I'm like, you need to realize how grateful you need to be for these people that watch our videos.
Because they get a lot of attention. Yeah.
Well, and we try to tell them, people... know us from the vlogs, it's because they really like you and they watch you, and so you need to, give them their support as well. So
My kids love it so much.
They love it?
Yeah, they love it, but they get really shy. They kind of like to kind of hide behind me, and we're like, say hi, and they're like, hi. So they still get a little bit scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have another tweet, and this one is for Colette, I believe. Since your kids are so used to vlogging and being on YouTube, how do you think they'll react when you decide to quit? What? Who said she's quitting?
I think it's funny that everybody's like, oh, you're quitting the vlogs after 5 years. I'm like, we won't quit.
Not gonna happen.
We're not gonna. We might maybe take a Sunday or two off, but I don't think that we'll quit. But we'll see. Maybe Shay will decide that it is time. And I don't know. I honestly don't know.
So you guys recently started announcing your kids' real names. What brought that on?
Well, it's kind of funny because for the past few years, it's kind of been like, you know what? Most people know them anyway. You can Google it and you can find them.
Right.
And so it was just more like, well, we just got to keep up with the tard names because that's what we do. So it wasn't really as much of a concern as it was in the beginning. And what happened was we filmed the announcing that we were pregnant to the kids secretly.
Yeah.
So we had to use their real names, and we were planning on releasing it in the documentary, and because we were planning on telling people their real names in the documentary. But the footage turned out so amazing that we were like, we just got to do it. We just got to release it, you know. And so that's where it started, was with the telling them that we were pregnant. And then it just kind of like, you know, people know them, but we still use their tard names because that's just habit.
It's kind of their thing.
That's why.
Okay. Well, now we're going to talk with you guys even more. It's time to chat. We have even more tweets coming in, and we're so excited because we get to be live and actually chat with you guys. So as soon as oh, goody, a tweet. Allison wants to know, what are you most looking forward to teach your new babies as they grow? Anything different from the other kids? Thanks for that question.
Change your own diaper.
Oh my God.
Just
kidding.
Yes. Can you imagine if you somehow could teach your 6-month-old to okay, anyway, I sound like a terrible mom.
No, not at all. I'm sure that's your least favorite thing to do. I don't know.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah. I love dirty diapers.
Do your husbands help with dirty diapers?
Yes, Austin does help. Poor guy, the poop gets him, but he does. He helps. You'll hear him grunting like, oh.
Isn't
When
that
you
so
say
funny?
gets him.
I feel
It gets it.
Oh, okay.
our big tough men, they cannot handle the smell of poop.
They can't handle the poop, but
It's
he
so
does it.
funny.
He'll change it, and he just does it. Poor guy.
Yeah.
And
What was the question
What
again?
are you gonna teach the new babies?
I'm like, bring that tweet back. What are you going to teach the new babies? Anything
Oh,
different?
goodness.
Is this one going to be more special than the other one?
I just feel
Are your
like
kids
we're
watching?
just doing this as we go, and I don't
Yeah.
even know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're all so different.
They
Right.
are.
So,
Of course.
I do feel like
don't know.
for me, because this is my second, I've only had one. I do feel like I understand when people say they say you're more relaxed.
Yeah.
Because with Audrey, I was like, okay, we got to buy this, we got to do this, and this time I'm like, nah. We don't really have much. She's got some clothes, whatever. So I don't really have as much things like, oh, I want to do this. And I mean, I think I'll still do sleep training and those kind of things the same. But I think I'm going to just be more relaxed and just kind of let things flow a little bit more than I was.
you know, I've also noticed that the diaper bag gets a lot smaller with
does.
each kid.
Yeah, it's like we don't need all that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't need
with
all
your
the
first, you're
creams
like,
and-
you gotta have everything in this bag, everything. Now it's like, I throw a diaper and wipes.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
And we're good to go. Well, we have another tweet. Dianara. I hope I said that right. Dianara Tard. That's a cool name. Tard on the end. The moms, you, Britt, Katilette, HeyKayli. Was it easy to raise your children, or was there times where you got frustrated?
It's a piece of
I think I can answer that one for you guys.
Oh my goodness. Every day I feel like I get frustrated. There's just moments, like there's days where, and I have a 15-month-old, so she's at that stage where she really wants her way. Like she's like, I'm gonna do this and this is how I'm gonna do it. And I love her to death, but there's days where I'm like, can it just not be a battle? Like, can you just do what I want you to do and not want to do something else? And I think that's just being a mom. Like you have times where it's amazing and awesome, and then you have times where it's like, I'm gonna pull my hair out. Yeah, you just pick your battles for sure. Yeah.
What do you think is one thing that really frustrates you? That you're okay talking
What we're
about?
going through right now is talking back.
Oh, okay.
You know, because I'm past the baby, you know, we're not in the baby stage anymore. We're at the talking back, arguing.
Reilly.
Reilly, and Gage is starting to a little bit because he watches Brayley. I'm like, you guys, stop doing this to me.
So independent.
Like you'll say like clean your room, and she'll be like, no.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
Audrey says that.
I make her clean her room.
You better clean that.
You're like, Audrey does that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with that, you have to be stern. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're cleaning your room. Or the frustration grows, and then it's like, crazy mom! So, yeah. That's what's frustrating to me.
Anything specific, Colette?
Oh man, there's a lot of things. It is not easy raising kids. I think that's a funny question. Of course, I mean, there's frustrating things every day, and a lot of times it's like being able to be aware of what your kids' needs are. Because sometimes, like lately, my kids just fight. Like they're just at each other all the time, and I'm like, what is causing this? I don't know if it's, you know, they're tired or, you know, just there's so many factors. And it's like, I have to realize instead of like yelling at them, which is my first reaction, like, stop it!
Yeah.
Just love each other! I have to like sit them down and see what issues are actually happening, you know.
Play conflict mediator all the time.
Conflict, yeah. And sometimes they're upset because other things are happening, you know, in their lives. So.
Yeah.
Just trying to
easy
be
for them to
aware.
Take it out on each other.
Exactly. Trying to be aware and not be selfish as a mom. Like, okay, what do they need?
Yeah. Do you find you and your husbands being like good cop, bad cop? Like, is one of you more of the enforcer than the other one?
We haven't really, we have that yet. We're both kind of on it still. I think maybe as she gets older, I don't know. I mean, my hubby, he's great. He's on her, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she's cute, but I mean, he gets on her like, hey, you're
so
not
cute.
Like, she started doing this thing now where you'll say, come over here. Like, he'll say, come here, and she'll say, no. And he like gets him. He's like, you need to listen. So
Yeah.
I think we're pretty equal as of right now, at least.
Right.
Kaylee?
I'm the good cop
Oh, really?
for the most
Okay.
part. Yes, I am. And it really frustrates Casey.
Okay.
I mean, with him being gone,
Yeah.
I have to be the bad cop, which I'm not very good at. My kids are like, right.
Oh, they know.
Because, you know, I feel
Sure,
like I'm a
Mom.
good cop. But, yeah. And I think that that's sometimes not fair,
Right.
you know,
For him.
right for him.
Right, because you get to be the angel.
Yeah. I get to be like, oh, let's go and get some ice cream. No.
So
I mean,
how does he enforce the rules? Like he's just
They
like
just
stern
listen.
dad voice?
They just
same with
listen.
Shay.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no,
Shay
I
and
agree,
Casey
yeah.
will enter the room and they'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
It's so funny because we've tried to keep it very equal.
Yeah.
Like he supports me in my discipline and I try to support him in his discipline. And if we ever disagree, we try not to do it in front of the kids.
Right, that's big.
That is good.
But still, it's like they'll push my buttons a little bit further than they'll push Dad's
Okay.
buttons.
I think
you
that's
know?
just a mom thing because we've already
is.
noticed that with Audrey. Like I went out of town for a weekend and she was with Austin and she was great, napped perfect, ate all her dinner, did everything great. When I'm with her, like he was out of town, she was a wreck. She woke up at 6:30. She threw fits all day. Like I just feel like it's just sometimes a difference between mom and dad.
Yeah.
Like they just know that mom's gonna not care more, but just feel a little bit
Be a
more
little bit more
bad.
baby.
Yeah, like baby them more.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been different with each kid too. I'm definitely a lot harder on Brayley, which I feel really bad about. And so I
think it's an
feel like
older
with
thing, though.
Casey and I, we parent Brayley pretty much the same.
Okay.
But with Gage, end of story for me. I'm like, whatever you want.
Oh boy.
Totally. So
Cool.
yeah.
We have another tweet.
Yay.
Pags. Oh, Chad and Vandy. I'm sorry, Pags was.
Oh, our best year yet.
Want to know what is one thing you never had that you want for your kids?
Oh, wow.
A playhouse. You know, a big, really cool playhouse.
Yeah.
So we can play in it too, right?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Oh, that's a hard
What
question.
I want. When I was going to prom, I had like. Well, I just grew up with some girls that had like so much money. So for me, like prom was so expensive. And I remember going to one winter ball dinner and I had no money for food because I had to spend it all on like, you know, makeup and hair and all these things that everybody was doing. Of course, there was so much pressure to like, you know,
Right.
do all the stupid things, the nails, the hair, the shoes, the dress. And none of it was cheap. And then so by the time dinner came around, I had no money and I had to sit there with all of my friends and their dates and watch them eat. And I was like, I'm fine. I'm not hungry. I'm totally fine. I have no money. So
Wait, did you have a date?
Yeah, and he didn't have any money either. He had less money than me. We were just like, we're fine. He didn't go to my school. He was not. Ugh, that was a bad prom date. But we just sat there, and I was like, I wish that my dad would have given me like 20 more bucks for that one. But he had already spent like so much money, and I had already spent that it was just like I'd used it all up. It was like, I guess I could have had dinner if I didn't get my stupid hair done that day or whatever, but I just wanted more money. I wanted to be more spoiled like my friends. So
More money.
more. That sounds terrible, but it's true. It's what I wanted. I wanted
so
enough
funny.
money for dinner at prom, and I didn't get it. So when my kids go to prom, they will be able to eat.
You'll freeze.
I mean, I just think
got
that
a
was the
budget.
boy's job.
Totally, but too bad he was super poor and had like
That was my question. I'm like,
money.
wait, you were in charge for dinner? I thought the boy
It's
did
because
dinner.
I asked him, and he didn't even go to high school. Oops.
Wait, more of a reason why you should have had money, right?
Right, you'd think that. Yeah, but that was a bad date. I had other dates that were a lot better that did pay. Thank you guys for paying. That was a particularly bad one, but I wish I had more money that day.
Oh, that's
I don't know why that memory came to my mind, but clearly it traumatized me sitting there with all my friends. And they were like, you can have my rice. And I'm like, thanks. Have a kernel. Go starve myself, fit into my dress. Anyway, what about you guys?
I think I would just say my childhood was great, and my parents were awesome. But I would say we moved around a lot when I was younger, and it wasn't really purposeful. But it was just like we moved to different houses, and then we moved for my dad's job. And so I would see kids grow up where they stayed in the same house, and they grew up with all their friends in like the same elementary school and the same high school, and it just seemed awesome and cool. Like they had the same kind of just stableness, and so I kind of want that for my kids. Like I would love to just have a house and just stay in the same area and have friends that they grew up with in the neighborhood. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I just think
No, it
that's
totally
so
does.
cool, and that would be fun because I just moved so much as a kid. So I feel like that's the only thing that I would really want that I didn't have.
Oh, that's funny because I did have that, and I wanted that for my kids, but we are not doing that.
Well, it's not bad either way. I think
Right.
because I didn't have that, I just am like, oh, that would be so fun.
would've been nice, yeah.
So I don't know.
But they have had that in a way.
A little bit. It's like two different places, I guess, back and forth. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really hard question. Something I didn't have because I felt like even though I didn't have like a lot physically, I had a really good family, and that's what I want for my kids. Like I want them to learn to be grateful for what they do have, but to not be entitled to everything. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm hoping to give my kids the kind of childhood that I had.
Yeah, I would hope that
And
too.
a playhouse.
And
Maybe play out.
Yeah, maybe a few extra things.
a little extra dinner money every now and then too.
A tree house.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would want my kids to have exactly the same childhood I had because it was perfect. No, I agree. Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
yeah, I guess there's one thing. Like, I would like to be able to help them a little bit more as they get older, like with college. Because I did have to work when I went to college because my parents couldn't really help me.
Yeah.
And that was really hard because I never got very far.
That made you who you are, though, too. It's just
True.
like that
I had to work
working
really
mentality.
hard.
Yeah.
But I didn't graduate because I got married and had a baby first.
See, I look back at things like that too, and I'm like, I always had a job. From 14, I bussed tables, I worked, my parents spoiled me with like hugs and attention and advice and
Which is what
helped
they
me with
should.
homework and things like that. But did they like shell out as much money as some of my friends' parents? And maybe it's because I grew up with people that were wealthy that I felt like I was less well off than they were, even though I was probably more spoiled with like attention and love. But yeah, I would want it the same for sure. Yeah. Well, you guys, this is the end of our show.
Oh my goodness, that was so fast.
I know. It was so fun to chat with everybody, and it was so fun to connect with all of you guys. And just so you know, we air this live Thursdays at 2, but then it'll go back up, re-aired Friday at 10 a.m. So if for some odd reason you missed this live, you can see it tomorrow at 10 a.m. And thank you guys so much for your tweets. It was so fun to connect. Since we were live, we really got a chance to talk to a lot of you guys, and I know that was really fun.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
All right, team, until next time. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
I was so young when I met Casey. We've both grown into different people.
Yeah.
I mean, you are someone different in your teens, you're someone different in your 20s,
That's right.
in your late 20s. And I think you have to focus on what am I bringing to this relationship.
Right.
You know, oftentimes I think it's natural to focus on what are they doing, but you have to turn that back on yourself.